Finishing your dreams is probably the most powerful dream work tool that you will ever use. The reason why is because it is you literally using that life force, creative energy, co creative energy to change reality. And your dream reality, your awake reality, they blend, they merge. There is no difference. And you'll probably hear me say this over and over again. And so there's no better place to practice using your creative life force energy, your co creative intelligence, than in the dream state. In the dream state, you are obviously going through this dream, but you have the opportunity to observe. And when the dream is over, or when you practice enough, and within that dream, you start changing the outcome, changing the ending, changing what's happening, moving from a space, consciously directing the dream, you will realize how easy it is to do it in this reality that you're living, that you're awake in right now, this dream that you're living right now. So, finishing your dreams, what do I mean by that? What I mean is just what it sounds like. It's not super complicated, and I'm going to give you a few different ways to do it. But essentially, you are, no matter if it's a good dream, a bad dream, but of course, usually bad dreams, nightmares, those kind of things, upsetting, disturbing dreams are the ones that you're going to want to use this with the most to shift the reality, to shift the outcome of that dream. So I'm going to tell you a story of when I really saw this make a huge difference in my life. So I had been practicing this for a while, but it wasn't until last year that something happened that made me really practice this every time I could, every chance I could, and not just in my dream state, but also in my waking dream here in as Monica. So I was having a very disturbing dream. This dream felt like it kept going and going. It was probably 2 days, like dream 2 days. I don't know if you've ever had a dream where you just feel like, I have been here so long. It has been sunrise, sunset, another day, and how long have I been here in this dream? So fully, engrossed in this life that I was living. And I'm observing some of the most triggering things for me and disturbing situations that I was like seeing, and no one was doing anything about them. So I obviously wanted to leave this space. I wanted this dream to end. I wanted to get out of this house that I was in, and I couldn't leave. I was literally trapped in this house. And I woke up and I felt this. First, what I did was I sat with my emotions. So now I'm in Monica, I'm in my bed, and I'm reflecting on this nightmare that I just had. And I'm saying to myself, okay, let me sit here and feel my body. I could feel all of the emotional tension from this dream still trapped within my body. I could feel the helplessness, the anger, the just a feeling of a loss of control from this dream. And what I did was I stayed there. I kept my eyes closed, and I first said a little prayer for, that reality that I just came from. And the second thing I did was, there was a girl in the dream who told me earlier, like the first day that I was in this dream, she was like, don't leave me. And of course, as I'm going throughout the dream, I don't see her. But now that I'm alert in my body, in my bed, I'm like, I'm going to go back and get her. So I stay in this state, this relaxed state, almost like you're still dreaming. Keep all of those emotions in your body, but now you're going to transmute them into action. Okay, so you're going to finish the dream. And to finish this, I went back. I imagined myself, as disturbing as it was, I imagined myself going back to this house, finding the girl. And in the dream, there was a friend of mine that I knew from college, and we'll just call her D. And I saw her in the dream, and I'm thinking, like, doesn't she see all the stuff that I'm seeing in this place? Isn't she disturbed by it? But she wasn't, and she was just there, like, partying and having fun. And then she left. And in the dream, or now in my waking self, in my bed, I'm thinking, all right, the way that I can get myself and the girl who told me not to leave her, how I can get us out is I'm going to go back in the dream. I'm going to rewind to the part right before D decides to leave the party, and I'm going to make sure we get a ride home with her. So I rewind just in a meditative, imaginative state, because your imagination, there, like if you think of your awake state right now, you're watching this, and you think of your dream state, what's in between, what connects them all is your imaginative state, that ability to visualize. You're activating the same parts of your brain. So as you're walking around the world and you're making breakfast, your brain is registering this movie, this dream that you're having. When you imagine and you visualize and you're closing your eyes and you're allowing yourself to fully sink into a second dream, one that you are imagining yourself winning the pageant, winning the basketball game, whatever it is that you want to imagine yourself doing. That's still that same part of the dream. You're now looking at a movie that you're creating, that you're directing. And then the same parts of your brain are working when you're dreaming. You're watching a movie, just subconsciously you're thinking you're not in your body, or you're yourself in another reality, and you feel a little less in control. But the key here is that you still have that same control. You just need to practice using it, just like anything else. So I go back into the imaginative state, and I'm relaxed in my bed. I'm doing all the things that I know to do to finish the dream. I'm relaxing my body. I'm allowing myself to bravely and consciously now go back to this dream and change it. So I first found the girl, and then I found D, and I said, will you give us a ride home and out of this place? And she says, yes, of course. I imagine her saying, yes, of course, let's get safely to my car. And we get safely to the car. I imagine us all the way to this house. And it's amazing when you do this, you don't even have to work so hard, because you're training your mind, you're training your heart, your life force, your creative life force, to somewhat meet you halfway. So you're saying, I want to get there. You don't even have to really imagine the car that's going to get you there. You can, definitely you can, but it's almost like, because you are initiating this, it will meet you halfway and the car will appear. And D will say yes, and she'll have the keys. There's going to be no difficulties. You're just going to imagine this different ending so smoothly and effortlessly. And so we get in her car, we get to my house, this house that I imagined. And, first we get to the other girl's house, and I imagine her safely getting in. I see this man come to the door, and I wave to her from the window and see that she safely got home. Then I imagine D driving me home to my house, and I get to my door, I unlock my door, I wave to D, I get inside, and I text her to tell me, call me when you get home. So, and I imagine in the dream, because I want to make sure I complete it as much as I can, I imagine D getting home from this place, this disturbing place, safely to her home. And lastly, I imagine that all the disturbing things that I saw at this house, all the triggering things, they are going to be resolved. And this is where you can kind of surrender all of the details. You don't have to have the answer. Again, you kind of want to stay in that heart space, that life force energy, creative space, where you're not bringing it too much into your head. You're just saying, and now I want what was going on there to come to an end, and the people who are in this home to get the help that they need, get home safely themselves, whatever it is. I imagined this for this dream, and I went as far as I could until it felt like I was starting to use my head. Like I stayed in my body, my heart, that loving space, that safe space, as much as I could, until I started to feel like I was losing a sense of the emotion. I was starting to get back into like worry and fear and those things. I wanted to stay in that solution-based emotion mindset. Okay, so that's the dream that I had. That's the finishing the dream that I did. And D in the dream, this was a friend from college that at the time, I hadn't talked to her in maybe 5 years. And, I thought of her, I said a prayer for her in this realm and, hope she was well. And the next day, I'm sitting in my car. I kind of forgot about this situation. I'm just driving my kids somewhere, and I'm sitting in my car, and my phone rings, and it's D. It's the actual friend. And when I tell you, my whole body just dropped, like my spirit just dropped out of my body, and I'm thinking, no way. I haven't spoken to this girl in 5 years and she wants to call me now. And I didn't pick up. I was driving somewhere and she left me a voicemail, and she said, hey, I just, I'm driving to Maryland, so I'm taking this long drive, and something told me to call you and see how you were doing. And I thought, what? And we don't know how this happens. And I think that's the best part. There's people in the world who want to figure out how things work, and they want to read all the books and research the brain and research emotions. And I kind of wish I was like that. I can't sit and really think that way. I'm more in my body. I'm more intuitive, and I guess like leaning towards the creative side of my brain versus the logical side. And so I don't know how this works, but to me, it feels like the original Wi-Fi. It feels like the original way that people communicated with ancestors, with someone far away that they just had a longing for, and they pull that person towards them somehow, and then they meet on their journey. It's how people were able to meet, life-changing experiences in their life by just tapping into this before we had the ability to just call someone. We were tapping into this naturally by living in nature, by being in tune with ourselves, with spirit. And yeah, we had a great conversation. And I told her about the dream, and she was just like, wow, that's interesting. But to me, it was life changing. It meant so much. It meant so much to me that, I kind of imagine myself as this dream researcher. Ever since I was a kid, I just loved playing with my dreams, understanding my dreams, decoding my dreams, asking other people their dreams. And this just felt like another amazing milestone for me in how to understand the power of dreams and the power that it had. So, yes, finishing your dreams. My goodness, please do it. What this made me realize is how much power we have. We have this fountain of ability within us to simply focus our intention and our attention into what we are seeking to happen. And of course, you can think of this as manifestation or co-creation, but I want you to just think of it something without a label, because it's what you are going to just be doing in life, is hyper focusing on what you are wanting to happen. But the key is being in the body, not overly in the head, allowing a bit of surrender for the other side, I guess, of the life force energy to meet you, that co-creation, the spirit, the co-creator, the creator, to meet you with the best solution that there possibly could be for what you want to change. Because a lot of times we may say, well, okay, I want D to fight the bad guys in the house, but something in our body is going to say that it shouldn't be. I shouldn't meet this with more violence and more, disturbing action. There's going to be something there that you have to release, and you're just beginning to nudge your dream, nudge your reality into a certain direction with intention, with heart energy, with that life force that which never leaves you. You don't have to activate anything to do this. And again, I don't want to overcomplicate this, and the way that I want to break it down to you of how to do it is very, very simple. Very simple. And you can make it as simple as you want. But again, you're just practicing this and getting really good at it so that you don't even have to think of a method. You're simply saying, all right, that dream was strange. What's one thing that I could change about it? What's one thing that I could influence about it now that I'm outside of that reality and I can be the observer? And you're going to learn to do this in your waking state, in your waking life. Because again, the more that you practice dream work, the more that you realize everything merges. Everything absolutely merges. And you're going to just simply sit as the observer of all the dreams, all of the things that you're imagining, all of the realities that you are part of. Your awareness is going to simply observe them and start nudging them when you need to. The rest is surrender. And I know I'm getting into a lot, but we'll go into this in so many other videos. So how do you do this? All right. First step is stay in that dream mode if you can. If you don't have to jump right out of your bed after a dream, stay there. Stay relaxed. Feel those same emotions that you just left with. You are paying attention to every sensation in your body. And you are allowing that to kind of just rest in your body. Don't tense up. Don't get too much in the mind. Don't even say to yourself, what in the world was that? Simply say, I observe this. Let me change something about this. Let me put myself back into the dream. Now that I know that I am removed from that reality, let me put myself back there. I'm safe. I'm in my bed. It's, don't even look at the clock, but it's the morning time. I can get up after this. I'm not going to be harmed. And again, this isn't just for bad dreams. This is also for dreams where you're like, that was wonderful. Let me finish the dream in a way that I can have more of that. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to stay in that emotion, stay in your body, stay in that zone. Then you're going to think of one thing that you can change. And of course, you can change multiple things, but start off slow, whatever you need to do. Change something in that dream that is going to nudge it into the reality you want to shape. But again, don't try and change every little aspect about it. Just nudge one thing. I'm going to go back and I'm going to find that girl, because you can get lost in saying, okay, where is she? I'm having trouble finding her. I'm getting afraid again. I'm seeing disturbing things. No, just go back into the dream and make her appear. You see her. She's right there. I'm going to hold her hand. We're going to walk right out the door. Don't overcomplicate it with your imagination. So this is where you're going to really practice your imagination and the power of being in charge of what you are seeing and being focused enough to get the job done in your imagination. Same with your dream state, same with your waking state. I'm going to get the thing done. I'm going to make sure that when this happens again, I'm able to control my actions even in my dream. You're going to get that good. Trust me. So another way to do this, another way to finish your dream is to say a prayer. So when you wake up, say you just really don't know how to finish this dream or what could be a solution. Maybe it feels too big. Maybe it was a dream of like, I wouldn't even know what to do to finish this dream. It's just so in my body, I feel too much fear. Simply release it. Surrender that dream, surrender that reality, surrender all the emotions that you feel as a prayer. Release it to that which is all that is. Release it to source and say, this dream came from here and I bring it back to you. And may the changes that need to happen in that reality happen for the good of all. Something simple like that, and allow and see that energy leave your body. All the emotions that are stored from this dream, allow them to leave your body. So another thing you can do is, say you already got up, maybe you already had to go to work and do your day. You can take a moment and reflect on that dream and write down a different ending. So write down what you did. I went back into the house and I found the girl, and I made sure she got home. I got home safely. Dee got home safely. whatever it is in the dream that you want to fix, write it down. And this is a good way I know some people, it's harder for them to imagine going back into a space that they don't want to be in, depending on the dream, or they are still developing their imagination. Not everyone has the ability to really see things through in their imagination. It takes some practice, but writing it down is a great way to practice that. Lastly, write down a different dream. Yeah, lastly, what you can do is change how you are going to interact with this reality for the rest of your day. So you had this bad dream, you have this nightmare, you are now going to change how you interact with everyone in this reality. The reason you're going to do this is because you are going to act out how you would be different. So, or the same. So say it's a good dream. Let's use a good dream for an example. And you were flying, you were having the most amazing time, you were seeing dolphins and riding on the beach on a horse and the wind's blowing in your hair, whatever it is, you were just in it. You were living your best life, and you can feel that when you woke up, you felt elevated. You felt awake and alive and so happy. And maybe your life has a little bit of a contrast to that. Maybe it's raining that day and you have to go to work or at the doctor's office, whatever. You are now going to bring that energy into this reality, and you're going to interact with your world with that same emotion, that change, that nudge that you want to make to your reality to match the other reality, or in a bad dream case, to kind of fix that reality or influence that reality in a better way. You're now going to interact with your whole world that way. You're going to see everything as, magical, dolphin experience that you had. You're going to see everything through that lens of joy, of being excited about life, that everything around you holds just as much magic as it did in that dream, or just as much pleasure and excitement that it did in that dream. So every decision that you make, every person that you interact with holds that same energy, and you're slowly shifting, and you'll see it. You'll see people will treat you different. People will turn their heads and look at you and say something's different about you, because you're bringing your realms together. You're bringing your realities together. You're allowing your emotions to merge into one consciousness, which you are. All of these realms, all of these realities are happening all at once. We're just checking in and out of them depending on how aware we are that day. Yeah, maybe you've had this happen to you before, where you'll have a dream, good or bad, and it will feel like that dream follows you all day. Maybe the person, a smell, a feeling, it'll feel like, I need to call my parents today because I had this dream, and it's like they're lingering. And they literally are. Their energy is lingering around you. So even when this happened with my friend, with the dream I had of her, I felt her energy kind of lingering around me after I did this. And I'm sure that sent something to her energetically, where she just had this feeling, I need to call Monica. I need to see how she's doing. Or perhaps, it was even my energy around her saying, will you call me and check on me? Because perhaps my subconscious, my reality that we're sharing over there, wherever, it's not really over in a place, but that which we were sharing, maybe part of her, after she dropped me off, was saying, I want to make sure she's okay. Let me double check and call her again today. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I could find the answer if I really dug deep enough into people's research papers, but I don't know how it works. I don't know, but I know it works, and I have my own experiences, and that is why I share this information with you, because I just know it works. There's nothing super special about me or other people who do this. It is simply practice, just like anything else in the world. It is simply putting your attention on something and practicing it over and over and over. So yes, this to me finishing your dreams is I mean, I feel like I could talk about it every video, and I probably will, but it is the most powerful tool you have in dream work, and I hope you use it. I hope this was all helpful. And yeah, I can't wait for you to have your own experiences with it and see for yourself how powerful this is. You will be able to change anything. And really, when it comes now to this reality, this waking state, it's a matter of believing it here and seeing this as a dream and slowly turning your perception to this now, in my dreams I can fly. But in this world, I'm stuck just as a waitress. Here I wish I could fly. You're just going to start to see how powerful you actually are here. Maybe this realm has different limitations than the realm that you were in that dream state. And the next one you travel to the next night will have its own other limitations, right? So we accept the ones that we have here on Earth, but that doesn't mean that we don't have the power to change within the rules of this Earth realm, the things that we can change. And it is your superpower. It is an absolute superpower, and I'm excited for you to use it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.